After Mom's desperate appeal to save her son, his dying dad got to see a life-changing surgery. When Ryan and Ashley Wagner's newborn baby was diagnosed with a rare kidney disease, the family were no stranger to illness. After all, Ryan had tragically been diagnosed with terminal colon cancer just months before his son's birth. And at first, it seemed as if the doting dad may have died without knowing if his baby would survive into adulthood. Back in July 2013, things were definitely happier for Ryan and Ashley, who tied the knot that month. The Illinois-based couple had first met at high school and had remained together during their college years before eventually making the decision to marry. And the following December brought more good news. The newlyweds discovered that they were expecting a baby. However, a shock diagnosis quickly tarnished what should have been one of the best times of their lives. Specifically, doctors discovered that dad-to-be, Ryan, who had complained of a stomach upset, was suffering from colon cancer. Naturally, the news devastated the couple. Ryan was only 29 at the time, and there'd been no previous record of the disease in the family. It was a huge blow, Ashley recalled to Today in February 2017. It was really hard to digest, and of course, we were really hopeful that it was curable. But just 5 months later, their worst fears were confirmed. Ryan was suffering from a stage 4 cancer with no hope of remission through chemotherapy. Even worse, estimates suggested that he had only 5 years or so left to live. The reality of it was too much, Ashley admitted to Today. Yet despite their awful predicament, the August 2014 birth of their son Miles buoyed the couple's spirits. Miles has given both of us, especially Ryan, more reason to fight, Ashley explained to Today. So for a few weeks at least, the three of them were able to settle down into a more or less regular family life. At just 5 weeks old, however, little Miles too began to get sick. Still, doctors didn't believe that it was anything overly serious, just gastroesophageal reflux, a common ailment in many babies. As a result, they prescribed him medication in the belief that he would soon feel better. Unfortunately, though, the baby's health continued to deteriorate. Then, aged just 8 weeks old, Miles suffered a seizure. Upon investigation, it was discovered that Miles actually had a very serious condition: genetic primary hypoxaluria. The uncommon ailment is seen only in around 1 in 100,000 individuals. It causes kidney and bladder stones and can eventually lead to kidney failure. In particular, the disease causes a surplus of oxalate, a naturally occurring substance that's normally excreted. This oxalate will eventually overwhelm the body's organs and can even consequently cause the kidneys to fail. To treat the illness, then, Miles was taken to Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago. After seeing Miles' condition, doctors agreed that he would need both a kidney and liver transplant. In the meantime, he underwent dialysis 5 times each week. In January 2016, however, there was some light at the end of the tunnel, as Miles was finally able to receive his new liver. Throughout this time, Dad Ryan was undergoing grueling chemotherapy treatment. The hardest thing is watching Ryan go through this, and there's not much you can do, Ashley told Today. He was young, healthy, and he worked out every day. And he jokes now that he feels like he's 90. Still, at least Miles' prognosis would become a little less troubling. After a rocky patch, his body finally accepted his new liver. And after a period of recovery, he would be able to undergo his kidney transplant too. At the end of 6 long months of recuperation, though, there was a huge snag. Doctors were unable to find a suitable kidney donor for the little baby. Understandably, the Wagners began to worry. What if they didn't find a donor in time for Ryan to know his son was safe? So they decided that desperate times called for desperate measures. And that's when Ashley turned to social media. When doctors had diagnosed Ryan with cancer, the couple set up a Facebook page to keep their loved ones in the loop on how he was doing. And after Miles' arrival, they gave out progress reports on their baby son too. It seemed an obvious place for Ashley to turn then when she posted her plea for living kidney donors. "Is it on your bucket list to save a life?" Ashley asked in an update from summer 2016. And although it was a long shot, someone did get in touch. The selfless person was Elizabeth Wolodkowicz, a former high school classmate of both Ashley and Ryan. Incredibly, and after weeks of assessments, experts confirmed that Wolodkowicz was a match for Miles. While recalling the joyous moment, Ashley told ABC News in February 2017, "There were tears of joy and relief and excitement and just thinking about the future." Meanwhile, when explaining the reason behind her heartwarming gesture, Wolodkwitz told Today, "It means the world to me that Ryan gets to see Miles get a kidney. I'm so happy to give Ryan more time with Miles and for him to see his baby boy get healthy." And while the news was welcomed all around, it arguably meant the most to Ryan. He's been fighting stage 4 cancer for 3 years and odds are not in his favor, Ashley explained to ABC News. "It's a relief for all of us, but especially him. Whatever happens to him, if he passes away from cancer, he knows that his legacy will live on through him." So on February 6, 2017, Miles finally got his kidney transplant. Thankfully, the procedure went to plan, and both Miles and Wolodkwitz began to recover well. And while the little boy will have to take anti-rejection medication for the rest of his life, if the surgery is a success, he should now be free of symptoms of primary hyperoxaluria. And if that's the case, a huge weight will have been lifted from the Wagner shoulders, as they no longer have to worry about Miles. Now, no matter whatever the future holds, Ryan will be able to live out the rest of his life, safe in the knowledge that his son looks set on the path to recovery. Please don't forget to share the video with your friends below.